Do you see yourself doing this for maybe forever?
Oh, I absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm in the process of purchasing a pizza shop. And then there's plans in March of a third restaurant.
Really?
And if
good for you, man.
And if more present themselves, because it's unfortunate to pray, but there are a lot of locations that are going to open up that are going to be really reasonable priced.
Sure.
And if you know what you're doing, you can weather this storm. On the other side of it, there's a pot of gold. Because who wouldn't like to say that 33% of the competition is no longer going to be there on the other side of the rainbow?
Right.
We've always said in Pittsburgh for the last, many years, Zagat rated us, top 3 in restaurants and things like that. But we always knew Pittsburgh's population doesn't grow. We fluctuate between gaining 1%, losing 1%. And every year there's 20 or 30 restaurants added. So the pie just keeps getting thinner, the slices. So at this point, it'll definitely be a different restaurant market.
Are these new venues in Allegheny County?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're constantly seeing Pittsburgh Times, all this. These 10 new restaurants, keep an eye out for them because they're going to open.
But even the ones that you might be open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's funny. I live
you.
in Butler County, born and bred,
Sure.
and Allegheny County is where the restaurants are.
Sure.
It's just where the population is.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
So it's just one of those things where I love it. It's what's in my blood, and and like a lot of the restaurants are saying you can't make money at this current model. And they're absolutely correct. But what you can do is survive. And that's what we're doing. We have adapted, we've overcome, and we've got a business model right now that we feel we could sustain indefinitely if we had to. Now, we're not profitable. Every month it's one of those, it's a balance game. Did we bring enough? We bring enough to pay the bills, but we just hope that the air conditioner doesn't break or the roof doesn't leak or something major doesn't break, because you're teetering on that. You're bringing in what you need to bring in to pay the bills. But for me, I can honestly say today we're debt free. Tomorrow we'll be debt free. We're keeping the debt level at 0.
Good for you, man.
So we don't owe anybody anything. We're staying current. And at this point, we're learning a lot about ourselves. We're learning that we're more resilient than we ever thought we were, that we're more mentally tough, and that we can adapt. And we're looking at every part of the business model, especially for me being in this industry for so long. There's a lot of things that are ingrained in you. This is how we do it. And we've always done it this way, and it's always worked. But then you look at a situation like this and you say, people talk about scaling a business. So if you and I started a business today, we always think, what do we scale it at? What does it look like in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and how do we build the infrastructure to get there? So I look at reverse scaling a restaurant right now. We have at full capacity, we have all these services, vendors, and mechanisms in place. But what can I get rid of now that I don't need? And we are starting to learn to live without certain things that we thought we'd never be able to learn to live without. And then we're also, it really helps you look at your labor percentage. Okay, well, if we're going to bring this much sales in and the budget's tight, we only have a certain amount of money allocated for labor. Same thing with food, same thing with water. Everything we're doing, we're looking at, I guess you could say being as green as possible, being as conscious of budget as possible.
Sure.
And then when you scale that business back up, it helps you make decisions, because before you would always throw money at a problem. Okay, for instance, we're washing our own linens, but it's becoming a hassle. So you just call a vendor. Will you take care of this problem for me so I never have to worry about it again? But you don't look at how much more that costs over the course of a year. So now when you start really descaling your restaurant, you're looking at what can we do without, what vendors can we, unfortunately at this time get rid of.
Ties with, sure.
And then we're really lean and mean. So then when you start building that back up, you're building that, you can rescale that restaurant, but you're rescaling it under your new terms and not as how you always had a preconceived notion.